Did it. I'm going to play the intro once I find it.
Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Scene Snobs podcast. I am your host, Mick Manhattan, joined as always by my good partner in crime. That is right, producer Paul. And on third mic, we have the man who knows horror better than anyone because he has that vision, that sturdo vision.
I do.
The man, Sir Sturdy himself. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining in, and thank you all for watching. Yes, we're live again. We are here, and we're talking about it. We're going to get into some fun stuff tonight, so make sure you guys are hanging out. Join in the comments because we are back, baby. Lots of stuff going on, but I want to thank our sponsors. Shopify, you guys are absolutely awesome. If you guys want to start your e-commerce business, get it started now with Shopify. That will help you from beginning to end. You got a good idea? Why not get Shopify? Go down to the link below, and you will get $1 on your first month. And then I believe it's free trial for the first month and then $1 the month after that. So go check out Shopify. Thank you guys. All right, gentlemen, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I wanted to tell you that I noticed that we're episode 336, and that's it's my area code. So I'm proud to be part of episode 336.
I thought you were gonna say Rule 336. I thought you were gonna say something about Ja Rule, but guess not.
You know who has a lot to say about Ja Rule? You hate him almost as much as I think 50 Cent does.
No, I don't hate Ja. I actually like Ja Rule. I think he made a lot of great music, and people need to admit it and stop lying. He made a lot of great music. I'm not gonna front. When 50 went after him, I took 50's side. I'm not gonna front. But when 50 made the mistake of going after, I know this isn't a rap beef, but Mick brought it up. When he went after Jadakiss and them, and you guys already know I'm a diehard DMX fan, diehard Rough Riders fan. That's number one. That's where he messed up. Not important, though. We're not here about that. We're not here to talk about how Drake got smoked by Kendrick Lamar. We're here to talk about that's what we're here to talk about, guys, and having a great, fantastic time. The first live in a little bit. I'm happy I'm here for it. I'm happy I'm actually on screen with these two gentlemen with this awesome, amazing show. And if you're missing it, you're missing out because this is the best show live right now. I don't care what's on, what's playing. I don't care who show's on, what's playing, what game's on. This is the best thing you could be watching right now. So get here and tell your friends, your family, tell everybody that you love.
That's why I love when Sturdy's on third mic, because I don't have to hype up for the first 5 minutes. He's got this. In fact, I'm just gonna take some days off. You guys host for
You got this.
Don't challenge me.
We kept them all going for you, though. We've had shows every week, but yeah, I need a break from lives, and I'm so glad to be back. I feel refreshed. 4th of July episode. Thank you, everybody. And before we get started, let's say hi to all the wonderful people that are watching and listening out there. Chris Harris, we love you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Samantha Dunn, the lovely Samantha Dunn. She says, hey, guys. And the lovely Bryant Durham. Hello, sir. Great to see you.
What up, Brian?
Hola, everybody. ¿Cómo estás?
I'm going to tell you what. I do like your idea, Sturdy. But before we get started, because we have some fun topics tonight, but I want to ask you guys, how you feeling lately about the? And I don't want to get political.
Oh no!
But I want to ask you guys, how'd you feel about the performances in that debate?
Can we do the rating system? Can we do the 3 out of 5 like we do for movies?
Sure. What do you rate America right now after that debate?
I think we all can agree we're all at like a 2.5, y'all, at best.
You hope.
Right
out of 5?
Right,
are you kidding me?
I mean, we're just right down the middle. Like that's it. It's
if I had to
we're
compare,
not good, but we're not the worst.
If I had to compare the American history, like at its like, I would say lowest at the moment. I'm not saying no, I can't say that. There's a lot of American history. We've done some, but I don't mean like our most vicious, because fuck, fuck all be all. Like that's been everything. Anyway, it gets half a star more. It's the same as Trigger Warning. That's the same.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to give you. America, we are at a point right now where you get half a star. We got to fix this. Let's get together.
Sure.
Government mostly. We're all good though. All right. But Sturdy's got nothing to say about those debates, and I love it.
I don't. I didn't watch it. You guys already know. I don't even pay attention to it because it's just.
I didn't either. Nope.
If I'm gonna watch a bunch of people lie and just make up a bunch of stuff, there's other more entertaining things I could watch than these two old ass guys.
Let's think of things that would be more fun to watch than these two old ass guys.
Go listen to our old Real Combat episodes where two guys.
I'll tell you.
Oh, that's even better.
Real fun. Helen Keller versus Nightwolves.
Yes,
You're not wrong.
Turn off.
That's what America needs.
America needs more Helen Keller versus the Nightwolf. Not real Helen Keller, the fraud. No. Which, by the way, I found out. Somebody posted. I don't know how true it is, but I'm just going to say it. Somebody posted, and I'm just saying. I found this on TikTok. I guess Helen Keller wasn't the one who flew the plane. It was the one who taught her, Anne.
Don't take that from her. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take that credit from Helen.
I mean, she wasn't too much of a fan
she didn't take lift off and all that shit or land it, but she did fly a little distance, so she did fly the plane a little bit. We're not going to take that from her.
But what if she didn't do it? If she didn't actually do it,
but she did.
My Helen Keller hero
she just didn't do the whole part. Well, yeah, she fought Nightwolves and she flew planes.
Oh my God, Helen Keller versus the Nightwolves too. She's a bomber pilot.
It works.
I love it.
It can't be worse than that Cloud movie. What was that awful thing with Chloe Martinez or whatever, where she blew up from one plane and got flown back into her plane? You know what I'm talking about? That really shitty movie. I shit on that movie so bad.
What is that?
It was really bad. Like, she's like a World War II. She's like a bomber. And like she falls out of her plane.
Chloe Moretz Gray.
That one. You know what movie I'm talking about?
Gremlins? Yeah,
yes.
Cloud in the Sky or something like that.
That bullshit. God.
Yeah.
I hated that movie.
Yeah, the physics of that didn't quite work out. That's not how the human body works.
No. I don't know.
I can deal with a lot, but I can't deal with that.
No. Oh, I hate that movie.
Oh man. It's okay. That's your hated movie. That's his
my Sound of Music.
Oh,
that's my
really?
That's my sound of, yes, I can't.
I guess I'm gonna have to play that a little more often.
That's cute. Dude, it's cute.
My thing is like a hated movie is a hated movie. Like I told you guys a couple movies I don't like earlier. Right?
What movie have you told us that you hated besides The Sound of Music? And when have we ever brought that up in conversation?
You know, I don't know.
Drag Me to Hell. We talked about it earlier. Well, you didn't hate it. But.
Well, I didn't hate Drag Me to Hell. I just didn't like it. But that's one like I still get why people like it though. Like Fight Club. I don't like Fight Club, but I get why people like it. You know? And there's a handful of movies like that. The Sound of Music, I legitimately, other than the beauty of Julie Andrews' voice, because she has an amazing singing voice. I love Julie Andrews. Praise Julie Andrews. I love Christopher Plummer. So it's just really that dog shit story, which the real story I would have preferred. Like the actual true story, not the fluff. It would have been good. You ended it. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Don't do it.
You know what I want?
Mick, The Hills Are Alive with The Sound of Music. How can you not like that?
I know what I want as a movie prop segue. I know what movie prop I would like. I would like that giant tombstone that the entire family hid behind from the Nazis so they couldn't see them from 10 feet away. So God forbid those fuckers start coming. I can hide behind that.
Okay, well, if we're pulling props from that movie, I want the instruments. I want the stairs. I want the whole house. And then what I want to do with that house.
Do you want the whole house at the time they lived in it?
No, I want the house in these times, but it looking like that. And every time you come over, I just want that movie to just automatically play in every single room. And I'm going to invite you over all the time.
I'm never going to come over.
Yes, you would.
I'm never going to come over.
I think you would. I
would never come over.
Your love for sturdy outweighs your hate for
No,
sound
it
music.
doesn't.
I
No,
know
it
that.
doesn't.
I
Not
think
if
it
it's
does.
on in
What
every.
about your love for your family, Mick? And that's not even a threat. They just be invited over. Just come over and hang out because it's fun.
There's no way. Not if it's in. You'd have to have at least one room with a comfortable chair that
Bathroom.
is not playing in.
Toilet, no problem.
Fine.
And
He's
you know
gonna
music's
walk
playing-
in, and I'm just gonna be in the
speaker above
bathtub.
you.
You don't see me playing in the bathroom though. Passport. That's it.
No! Why would you put me in this house of horrors?
We got to see what scares Big Man.
That being stuck in the Sound of Music house with the Sound of Music playing in every room except the bathroom, which somehow plays the R. Kelly hit. Do you have your passport?
There's just pictures of him all over the place.
I'm never coming over.
All right.
Oh my god. Oh, I love it.
Had to bring it up. I had to bring some, some fun to the movie. So now when you think about that movie, maybe you'll think about that instead.
That's very fair. I am thinking about that right now instead. I will tell you guys this though. If you guys like any of our awesome gear, you can go right on over here. Not Nightmare Toys, that's his. I mean, no. And for anybody listening and didn't understand that yeah, go check out in the links below or check out this QR code if you're watching, and go to snobsmerch.com. You can get awesome movie merch and more. That's right.
Dope stuff.
Now, gentlemen, we talked about props.
We did.
Yes, we did.
So I had this idea. I was like, what movie props would I want? But like practical wise, like what would I want to be real? You know, not to own like. By the way, I wanted to show this.
It's just
Masked Samurai, baby.
nice.
Amazing. So and it got that was one of the things, like I was looking over at it and I'm like, let's talk about movie props. This would be cool.
You didn't say we could use real props. This is kind of bullshit.
No, I'm not using that as you can grab whatever you want, make it a prop.
Look at this eye mask. It's actually
Oh my god, it's Joan Crawford's eye mask from Mommy Dearest. Wow. No, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about props, and anybody who's watching live, please tell us your picks, but movie props that we would want in real life, but we got to talk about what we would do with them.
Gotcha. See, mine.
I sprung this twist on you.
So, yeah, and I see, and I'm prepared for that twist. I have like a connection with all mine in some weird way. I don't know if it's because I'm high, but I was thinking about it for like the past 20 minutes. So mine all connect, and that's why I have them together.
I like it. All right, Paul. Well, since you life-size gods, that's a horrible idea.
That's
I love
awesome,
it.
Brian.
That's a great pick.
It sounds
Which
great in
Godzilla,
theory.
Brian? Which one? Godzilla
say
from what?
If you say 1998, I'm ending the show.
And on top of that,
I hate that.
where
movie.
is Godzilla going to be? Like, where's he starting at? Is he starting over where he starts in the movies? Or is he like starting here?
Yeah.
He's going to New Jersey, cleaning up that place.
You son of a bitch. No, Jersey would make him like stronger.
Yeah,
You're gonna let
like,
nuclear
clean it
waste
up.
there.
You take all the toxic garbage out of there. Jersey
Oh
be like
my
the
God.
cleanest state in the world.
I'll tell you
Oh
a
my
prop
goodness.
I want. Those pizzas that they eat in like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because they always look like so like
my God. Or in a goofy movie.
oh my god, yeah.
The
That's what I'm
cheese
saying.
pull was so
Yes.
amazing.
So
That
good.
hotel
Nothing
room
better
looked
than a
dope.
cartoon cheese pull.
God,
Fish
man,
in a
really.
waterbed. You can't beat that.
There's everything
true.
in cartoon life is just better.
Everything. It always
I
is.
say that because you just think of the stupid stuff they do in cartoons,
Mhm.
like jumping off of stuff, running into stuff, yelling at their wives. And yes, they get like shot and beat up, but they're like back. They're back. Like Peter Griffin, for example, is a great example of everything I just said.
But you went from like Looney Tunes to like Scooby Doo to yelling at their wife.
Well, I'm just saying they're all dangerous things. Jumping off of stuff, dangerous. Yelling at your wife can be very dangerous,
Can be very dangerous for sure.
especially if she's Spanish.
Oh, oh my.
So about our props, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I'm still riding that high, man. He went
Listen,
right
man,
for it. He's like yelling at their wives. And it's funny thing is, he said that, and I didn't think Peter Griffin. I thought of another cartoon. So he's not
Who'd you think?
wrong. It just was out of nowhere.
Listen, man.
Where'd you go?
This
Because
is
I
the
went
first
with King of the
live
Hill.
This
You
is
went
the
King of
first
the-
live back over here, and I'm excited.
I guess I'm old. I went with Fred Flintstone.
Heck yeah. All right.
So it dates back. I mean, God damn.
Yeah, but back
just
then, I was like
uncover all
towards the
the sexism?
caveman days. They were also clubbing. Never mind.
You know what? I'm not fighting any wars right now. Oh man. All right.
So
Let's talk
prop
props.
list.
We
How are we
can't
kicking this
talk
off?
props. Let's go around table. Paul, kick it off, man. What's your first prop that you would want?
I would like the Marty McFly hoverboard.
I like it.
I'd break my neck. I couldn't do it. Are you good at skateboarding?
No. When's the last time you've seen Hondurans in the Olympics for any kind of boarding?
I don't.
That's true.
Never. Zero. They don't
I'm
have
not
a
Are you
team.
guys even in the,
I
are you
didn't
guys in the
even-
Olympics?
Are they?
No,
I don't
no.
think so.
Honduras. We're not there. I've even tried
Ever?
tweeting the president to let me enter under Honduras and nothing. Anyway, but I would use
I
that
don't even-
hoverboard.
I don't know Honduras.
I'd
Just
go
be with
everywhere
people.
on hoverboard. Work. Gas
I don't
station.
think I could stay on it. First of all, I think if I got on it, it would just be flat on the ground.
No,
You know,
no way.
you know how like when you're in a pool and you really try and push down the boogie board or whatever, and
Mhm.
it just keeps wanting to come up. I don't have that problem.
A boogie board and a hoverboard are different.
Yeah.
There has to be a lot
this
of
is Marty
propulsion.
McFly's. Marty
Boogie
McFly's
board's
boogie board.
Just goes off buoyancy. Hoverboard is actually hovering.
Brian knows. I'd be on the ground. He's met me in person.
Get out of here, Brian.
It would be interesting, man. Like, listen, I always loved it. And you know what's weird about it? I thought they were real when I was a kid. I wanted
I can
one.
see that.
Like, I was like, how is this
Yeah.
not real? Like, it's
Right.
awesome. I mean, I was like 8, when that movie came out. So
I mean, I could see that, especially in a kid's
7.
brain, because you're almost like, if they can make a big ass plane fly, why can't they make a skateboard fly?
exactly, that association helps kids like have the best imaginations, I bet, because it's got to be
Kids-
like, well, why can't this happen? This happens, and
I'm gonna
it
be
is
honest
like,
with you. Oh, sorry.
no,
I was
go
gonna say, I'm
ahead.
gonna be honest with you. With the whole imagination thing, I never really turned it off. I might not talk about it as much, but there's still like things where I'm just like, okay, what if this was real? Why not? Why not still have that thought? Like, why get rid of those childhood thoughts? Sorry for changing the conversation from the props, but why get rid of those childhood props? Which this ties in with the conversation, because a lot of these things that we're about to discuss is things that we probably enjoyed when we were children, or we would have enjoyed as children. And
Yeah.
definitely would have enjoyed them as adults and probably appreciated them and respected them. Actually, we'd probably select them as children. I know how we are. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
You know what's so funny? Maybe one of mine is for children. Now,
Fair.
would I have wanted them all as a child? 100%.
Okay.
But you would never give these to a child.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Sturdy, give us your first one.
Lightsaber.
Terrible choice. You have not watched enough Rick and Morty yet.
which color?
Red is my favorite color, so I'm gonna have to go with red. And Darth Vader is
Hell
actually one of
yeah.
my favorite characters, so I'm just gonna go
Fucking
with,
Sith.
Good choice. I like
You
it.
Sith bastard.
switch it up a little bit, but the saber is gonna be red. Mine all ties in together, Mick. I promise. I already thought about it
And I
in
can't
a weird,
wait.
strange way. I don't know how it probably doesn't work, but it works in my mind and my imagination. See, imagination. That's how I got back to it.
Listen, what you really need to remember is owning a lightsaber is just a terrible idea.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah,
I'd misuse it. I'd misuse the shit out of it. That's why I can't have
100%.
one.
Everybody will. I would turn it on by accident and kill something.
Cut
Like,
off my leg.
oh, 100%. Like I'd be dead. It'd be hanging from my belt and turn on and it would kill me.
Mick, trust me, I know what I'm doing.
You have no idea what you're doing. I don't trust you in the slightest with this. This is, and like Rick and Morty said, if you drop it straight down by accident, it's just going in the core and it's going to blow us up. You're
Well,
You were they know
When
there's
it's time, there may be a day where it's time for that to happen, and I got to be the hero and step up.
You don't have that much of a sub-level basement.
Listen, I'll stand where I need to stand and drop where I need to drop it. Right here? Yeah, you sure?
Oh,
Drop it out of a plane? All right.
Just,
all right. I like all of those, but I'm gonna go with my first one, and that is
R. Kelly's mask.
oh, get the fuck out of here! No, don't ruin this for me. The Bride's Blade, from a Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, made by the great Sonny Chiba. I love that man. And then yeah, I would love that. Are you kidding me? And I would be just as reckless to own that as a lightsaber. Well, more so a lightsaber because I can do lots of damage with the lightsaber accidentally. Like a sword, I feel like I could drop, and it's like it's just safe. Like it's on the ground now.
Well, I mean, it depends on how sharp that blade is and what it lands on when it drops. Like if you drop on your foot, like it's safe. My foot's gone, but it's safe.
Oh, I don't assume that I'm going to drop it on my foot.
But you never know.
Then why would you get a lightsaber?
Why not? Why would you get a sword?
you guys are ridiculous.
I'm not going to do that.
Because the reason why I get a lightsaber is because a lightsaber is like one of my favorite fantasy things of all time. I always has been since I was a kid. I like the sound of them. I like the look of just everything about them. I think it's fucking awesome.
Very fair.
I would be as careful as possible. I mean, I might be missing a fingernail or something, or have some holes in the wall, but I'll eventually learn how to use it.
Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Oh geez, oh geez. All right.
All for number 2.
Oh, what's your number 2?
I went with the Ghostbusters Proton Pack.
This is another reckless choice.
No. But listen here. This is why I chose it, though.
Okay, wait. Okay, no, I'm just gonna shut up. I shouldn't speak over you. Please tell me why you chose it.
Evil spirits. Yeah, we can team up, Paul. I got the
There's no evil. There's no ghosts.
I would just misuse it. That's the thing. If someone's like, "Oh, I'm haunted," I'm just gonna go in there, shoot that shit everywhere, and give me the bill. I'm gonna Bill Murray that shit. That's a good side gig. No problem.
It's a terrible side gig because
the house is clear. Like, no problem.
And all I have to do, listen, just to tag along with that, all I have to do, Paul, just go there, show up with the lightsaber, turn it on, and then like, listen, ma'am or sir, we're gonna have this. I'll turn the lightsaber on. They'll leave while we do our thing. I'll turn it back off, lock it up somewhere, and we'll go handle it.
I gotta shut this down. I'm sorry, I gotta shut this down. Ghostbusters cannot exist in the world today. And I'm not saying that, let's say the physics works. Let's say they can physically make proton packs and traps and everything else. And let's say there are actual ghosts out there.
Okay.
Remember, was a ghost hunter.
Right.
Heard sounds. Almost got killed by humans. That's about it. I'm going to just say this. So say there's ghosts out there that they can catch.
Okay.
Nobody wants you to. Because ghosts haunting a place is money for people. Come on, ghost paranormal hunters, come and do this. So nobody wants Ghostbusters to take the ghosts away.
Well, we won't be necessarily Ghostbusters. It'll be like catch and release, like going fishing. You just release them somewhere else.
That's a terrible idea.
Or we could set up the house like glass and just do a 13 ghost type thing and just have a house where everyone can come visit.
All right,
that's how we travel like cons and shit.
Shit! Just have a semi with all of them like
exactly, and then I could be at a sci-fi con. You turn the lightsaber on for a second, turn it back off, have other people.
Get your picture of the ghost. Yeah, that'd be cool.
There you go. See, make we have.
All right, we're already lucrative on this in our minds.
Yeah.
What's your number 2, Stirred?
Stirred.
Farclor.
Falcor.
Falcor. Him. Yeah.
Here's why this is problematic for me. All right, Farclor.
That's a creature, not a prop.
Listen,
yeah, that's a creature. That's enslaving.
It's not enslaving.
You didn't make friends with him. You were just saying you want to own him and ride.
He has a soul. That's a
pet.
Do you okay? If that's enslaving, then what is having a dog?
That's a pet. I changed it. It's enslaving if you make him like I don't ride my dog. You know?
But if you had a horse,
I'm not using my dog for anything.
But I don't own a horse.
Trust me, my dog lives better than I do.
Same.
Mine too, actually.
Yeah.
But
so okay, you're gonna treat Falcor the same way. It's a pet. It's not a prop. You're calling them animal wranglers on that set.
Listen, I don't need animal wranglers. You chilling with me.
I got a Nyx Falcor, man. You can't have it. You can pick another one.
Always taking something from the black man. Well,
dang, Jesus.
Oh,
Falcor will be with
bad.
Spirit. But I'll just bump something up on my list higher. The Mask from The Mask.
Ooh,
great choice.
That is a terrible choice. That's a terrible choice. You're going to lose all inhibitions. Well, I mean, maybe for you.
You're great. I'm gonna have a fucking blast. Between that and the lightsaber,
you could pull off a yellow suit.
That's how I'll be all right with the lightsaber. Boom! I have the mask on. Brett, damn near indestructible anyway.
Worse. But he's a maniac. It makes you a maniac. You're gonna be
walking.
You're telling.
Because listen, my personality is different from Ipkiss. Ipkiss was real jumpy and twitchy and scared and all that shit. I already have the personality, so I'm not gonna be as crazy as the Mask, like having to explore shit because I know shit. I'll just be more me, just more extreme. That's it.
I gotta say, Sturdy, you're scaring me. It's not what you would do to yourself at this point. It's what are you doing to the world, and it's getting dangerous. And then you want Falcor on top of it, like you want to ride Falcor around while you've got all this stuff. That's insanity.
Actually, I don't want to ride Falcor around. I want Falcor to follow me around, but flying overhead.
Oh my god, you're like gonna become a warlord in this scenario.
No, very peaceful, very peaceful.
All right, who's up? Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here we go. I want this, but with lemonade. It was the Hawaiian Punch fountain.
Okay.
From Mr. Deeds. But like I would want it with like lemonade.
Whose lemonade though? Like is there a certain brand or like a specific lemonade or
like any southern? Like I mean, southern lemonade's the best, man.
With like our keys.
So not like Jesus Christ. See,
oh god,
there it is.
I had to. You mentioned lemonade, but I had to figure out what I started in there.
Listen,
I
love people. I love people down here. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore, Sturdy. Stop instigating me.
What's number 3? Well, I gave you 2 and 3. What's your 3, Paul?
My number 3 is a neuralizer from Men in Black.
Great choice.
I just showed Jack all of these movies over the weekend.
Nice.
He fell in love with them, man. He was all in.
My question to you though, Paul, is what if you get drunk and accidentally do it to yourself?
Perfect. I'm already done. Like I'm already dumb. I forget shit anyway, so I'd be like, it'll be fine.
I mean, it feels unethical
if it's possible.
I would love using that. I would talk so much shit to everyone.
Oh my god, why?
because I wouldn't have to hurt their feelings. I could get those negative emotions out that you should kind of keep to yourself, and underneath some type of a lid to an extent. But I just let it all out, then just neuralize them. I feel better, and they have no idea.
That's it's too much power. Like I don't want that much power to do that stuff, to make people forget stuff. Nah.
Yeah, it varies. It varies. If there's like a way you could do it and to make things a lot more peaceful in the world, I'd do it for that.
Oh, I think Paul. Well, no, see,
to an extent, but I would do it to myself more than anybody, because I would do it to myself and then rewatch Sixth Sense over and over and over.
You don't need to. Sir Sturdy looks like he doesn't know where he is right now.
Oh, yeah? I do.
Right here every Tuesday night.
They have a Shaggy. They have a Shaggy avatar, and they're saying, "You don't know what do you mean?"
Is that Shaggy? Oh yeah, it is Shaggy.
Yeah, you don't know where
I like that. Oh, and I want to thank all our new subscribers. Appreciate you guys. We're on the road to 5,000. It's one of the criteria we got to meet for possible investors to come on. So we're excited. We're trying to get there. We're 22. Actually, I think we're at 2230 now. 2300. Sorry, 2300. now. So yeah, I'm trying to get up there. So if you guys want to help, please. Also, if you want to follow what we do, what we talk about, what we are doing here, check out and support the channel over on Patreon. You can follow for free. There are, of course, there are tiers with lots of perks available and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But if you follow for free, you're going to get our newsletter. You'll get written reviews, links to everything, and more special discount codes every once in a while. So yeah, we would love to have you over there. So thank you. As we're going on though, it's a good choice with the neuralizer. I'll give you that. But I'm gonna say, Sturdy, what do you got? What's yours? Next one.
Infinity Gauntlet.
You son of a see, he's trying to take over the world. That's what he's doing.
He's trying to save the universe with this one. I'll give him that.
I am.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
What are you gonna do with it, Sturdy?
What am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna save the universe.
How are you gonna save the universe? What are you gonna do?
See, Mix, you're asking a lot right now.
yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm not finished with my list. It all goes together.
It's a 3-part plan.
It's a good size plan, but I trust myself with the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't trust anybody else with it. That's a big reason.
This turned into a list thing, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna tell you right now, my last two, because they both kind of go hand in hand. I think we all knew the DeLorean was going to be one.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
And then, of course, Rick's portal gun.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Those two, I think, go hand in hand. That's why I wanted to share them. But
I love it.
Like I mostly for traveling. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Just whoop.
Like, because I feel like you can be safe in the DeLorean because maybe not, but like I feel like Marty and stuff. Like if I could just like pop to the future, hey, what's going on? Pop back. No, I don't know if I want that kind of power. I keep talking myself out of it.
Take it. No, keep it.
No, because if I go to the future and I don't like what I see, how do I just come back and chill? You know, how do you just come back and
talk about it? I wouldn't be responsible with that because I would be talking about like, yo, man, can you believe this? Like, yo, I went to fucking 2052 and yo, they're smoking crack on ESPN, man. I don't know what the hell happened. Well, right on ESPN.
right on the air.
Yeah, right on TV.
And somehow Dan Patrick is still alive.
Yeah.
All right. I got real quick about time travel. I have a question for you guys. You can only go back in time, talk to your younger self, and give them any advice you want. Can't really tell them about the future, but you can give them any advice you want. Where would you go? What time? And what would you give them? I think
like give them actual something, or just you're talking about the
advice. Just advice towards the future. Like you can't bring them anything, but you can say like, listen, this is what.
Oh, I think since how seriously I'm taking podcasting, it would be something, whatever in those times I was similar to that, like really get good at that, whether it be the videography part of it and the audio portion of it, just really, really learn that and study a lot more horror from like back, just force myself to study a lot more horror. And just because I'm already a fan of it, but like, you know, watch, like go outside of your box, be more comfortable with going outside of your box to other types of horror movies, let's say, or something like that. And just because of where I was going and as far as with the podcasting portion of it, because where I'm going with that, and I'm like, why the fuck not? Because maybe I would have started this sooner, and maybe it would have been in a different place. Who knows? But that would have been something, because it's something I'm real passionate about, and I know it's something I actually do. I don't want to say something I don't do now.
It's funny to say that too, because that was my thought too, because I was thinking about
second thing
filmmaking.
Second thing would be graduate high school, because I'd have a 69 fucking Camaro right now. That'd be my second thing.
Fair enough. No, but I agree with you about the podcasting, because like I think about it, and I think about like, you know, the internet boom of that time and stuff. I'm like, I couldn't go back to me in high school and tell them. I could probably go back to me like in my early 20s and be like, listen, 2005, or I can't tell them about the future. I'm gonna be like, when this thing called YouTube comes on,
You can't tell Metro either.
You can wait. Yeah, you can't
that's
tell
the
me anything about the
future.
future. All right, but you can get around it. So how do you get around it? You say, okay, listen.
Like, well, that's why I was.
You're here. Yeah, hold me accountable. Correct.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like with my thing, as far as like, I'm like, okay, so I do a horror podcast. So it's like, okay, study the horror more. Like,
You
really
can't tell them about podcasts.
No, but I said because of what I do. But I know my future self knows I'm going to be that I'm a podcaster. So I'm telling my past self, study more horror, watch more horror. I'm telling my past self.
Oh no, I'm starting.
Like learn about radio broadcasting in a sense, because that can easily transition to podcast. I'm telling myself, learn videography. Just learn videography. You're gonna have a good time with it. Yeah, and then now I'll understand all that shit more. Learn green screens. Learn all that shit. Learn photography. Learn all that shit. Then now I have all that knowledge right now from then. So I know the old school way. The new school way is gonna be damn near a breeze, because it usually is when you learn newer shit. And then up to this date now, so it's like I know all these ways, and I'm gonna be starting from back then. So I'm gonna have I'm a collector of things, so I'm gonna have some of that older equipment. And then the way my mind works now, and of course with working with you now, it's gonna be, yo, why don't you use that old ass camera to do this fucking next video for blah blah blah, because it's gonna be really cool. Nobody else is fucking doing that shit. And I just gave somebody a dope idea, so go ahead and do it with your camera.
I would go back to me in 2005 when I already had my seat for film school. Ooh. And say to me, because YouTube exists, go on YouTube, start recording videos of you talking about movies, just having fun conversations. If you can get people involved, do it. Just have these fun conversations about movies where they're learning and things like that. And, maybe call it something like the Scene Snobs or the Scene Snobs, because I'm not telling them about the future. But I'm not telling them, like, I'm skirting that line, because I'm just like, yeah, maybe if you pick a name like that, and then you can build the brand, get sponsors, stuff like that, because that's all stuff that still exists.
Okay, so if you could do that, because that's still, I feel like it's still kind of eensy weensy sneaking the future in.
and I tell them, never stop. Every week, no matter where you are, film it and put it up on you.
Because if that's the case, then I could say it'd be like, okay, just start going by Surge 30 as your nickname. Just start going by Surge 30, or whatever the case may be, and then the horror was Surge 30, of course, or whatever. But I still feel like that's kind of telling the future, because that's my future nickname. That's my future, it's my stage name, whatever you want to call it. And yeah,
that's fun.
But okay, how many more you got, Paul?
He's got like 17 more. All right, rattle them off. What do you got for me? And we'll talk about.
Oh, I was gonna go back in time.
Oh, go back in time. Go back in time. We didn't
talk to my super future self or old
past
self.
Oh shit! Yeah, you didn't do yours.
You lived a good. You were a circus. You were in a circus. It was awesome.
I would go back to 10-year-old Paul, 9-year-old Paul. Sorry, 2000. I'm gonna be emotional with this and really honest with you guys.
Oh shit.
My grandmother dying was probably the hardest moment of my entire life. So if I could tell my younger self something, I'd probably say her happiness gives your pain a purpose, and then just hug myself.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand that a lot.
Man. Yeah, that was beautiful, man. Like, that really is, and that's completely,
I get it, 1000%.
Absolutely.
That's it. So we'll go back to props. Sorry, you guys.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Listen, we're even going to props or buddy cop movies. What do you want? We're already 40 minutes in.
Buddy cops. Go buddy cops.
Yeah.
Well, my last two props, Black Panther suit and R2-D2.
R2-D2 is not going to do the work for you.
Listen,
C-3PO. You have to get a subservient android.
I want to work with R2-D2.
You got to become friends with him if you want him to do anything for you. If he doesn't like you,
me, Farclor, whatever the hell his name. I'm changing his
Falcorn.
name.
It's Falcorn.
Yeah, he's getting a different name.
I don't even like that movie, and I know it.
I haven't seen the movie in years. I don't like that name, Falcorn. That's a stupid ass name. Well, R2-D2 and Falcor, they become really good friends, along with myself, and they just take care of business. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, I'll be wearing the Black Panther suit.
There's nothing more than I love than all of your picks, because you're just trying to take over the world.
No, I'm really not. I could.
I threw out all
Nah.
mine. What do you got, Paul?
Paul.
Oh, the rest of mine is going to be the door knockers from Labyrinth because they're hilarious, and I would just put that on my front door to drive
Those are
everyone
people.
crazy.
Oh, well, no, aren't they still living entities?
If they don't count, then they don't count. I thought since they were door knockers,
I gotta put them in. I might have to put them in because they're aware. I might have to put them in the Falcor range. That might have to be next, sir.
Then my next last two. Oh, go ahead.
You have the power. You have the power. You have the proton packs. You have whatever you want, Paul.
All danger.
I'm gonna go with the coffee mug bong from Cabin in the Woods. And the cigarette holder from Breakfast at Tiffany's because I just think that'd be dope. It's so long. It's so
put that picture on here.
Long.
I don't think I put that picture on. Oh yeah, I did. Here we go.
Look at that thing.
It is.
Oh,
it is
what?
ridiculous.
Yeah, I want one of those too, Paul.
That's what we all agree on.
Yes.
That's.
And you want
the Zoltar machine? I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep. Same reason Paul wants it to be taller.
Yep. 100%. I want to be
all right. 5 takeaways. Let's talk about a top 5 buddy cop movies. You maniacs.
Like 6'2", 6'4". I'm good.
Oh my god. All right. Let me pull up my list. Guys, so with Beverly Hills Cop 4 coming out tomorrow, I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about some of our favorite buddy cop movies. We are only doing more comedic movies in the buddy cop series. So like no Lethal Weapons. Yes, they have comedy in them. So does Die Hard, but it's not really comedies. They're more dramatic and action packed. And we'll save that list for another day. This is going to be more comedic buddy cop type of movies. So we're going to go around the horn. I'm going to kick us off with my number 5, and that is Bulletproof, starring Damon Wayans and Adam Sandler. This is one, man, I think we wore this tape out. We laughed about this forever. I loved it. So I wanted to put it on my list, man. These may not be my tops, but this is one I remember fondly and really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul,
yes, sir.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox and James Wood. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that
All
one.
right. That is my number 4. So like,
is it really?
Yeah, let's save talking about that in a second. But let's go to Sturdy. What's your number 5?
The other guys. Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
I almost made my
so
list.
Damn funny. So damn funny and ridiculous.
4. It's perfect absurdist comedy.
It is.
You know, I'm tired of stupid absurdist comedies. Like I just watched a movie, a Yargos movie, Kinds of Kindness or whatever. And it's supposed to be absurdist, and it's just not. It's just pointless. And I'm sure I'll review it at some point. I'll write up a review at some point. But it just, so like when I think of absurdist, this is a really good absurdist comedy that I think should have, like Ricky Bobby, like you have a good story, you have a good narrative, good plot, but like everything around it that doesn't make sense doesn't need to be explained. It just is. And Other Guys is a great representative of that, you know.
Yes.
I love that stuff.
Samuel Jackson and The Rock jumping off the building, aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes.
That was just like, yeah.
I love that you didn't lose the physics of it. Like with the music and everything else, it looked like they were going to make it.
Slow motion and everything.
What's his name? Freaking was it like Will Ferrell, who played a great straight guy in that whole thing. He was the voice of reason and logic in it. But when he's looking up, he's like, did they just jump off? Like then they splat. It's brilliant. It was a great choice. All right, my number 4 is The Hard Way, the Michael J. Fox, James Woods movie from 1990, I think, or 89 at least. This is I like this movie, man. I think this is a good choice, Paul. Yeah,
it's a nostalgic one for me.
For sure. Yeah, I love the Times Square fight scene at the end when they're fighting on his face. Paul, if you've never got a chance to see this, for Sturdy or anybody else out there, Michael J. Fox plays this really famous actor in Hollywood who wants this cop role, so he goes undercover, so to speak, to follow a like really tough detective on this big case, and it just goes haywire. And but it's so much fun, and it's like it's one of those bad good movies that I love.
It's like a family version of Kiss Kiss Bang to me. That's what
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. I like that a lot, but I don't want to talk about that movie just yet.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I'm glad you said it. That's a great correlation. So I just said my number 4. What do you got, Paul?
My number 4 is The Other Guys, and we already said how great it is, and
it is so
I can't agree more.
It really is. What's your number 4, Sturdy?
Beverly Hills Cops.
All of them, huh?
Pretty much. I just accept it as like a whole because the first one, it's not really official, but the first one is my favorite. I don't really care for the other two, but I do like the tandem.
When was the last time you watched the second one?
I'll have to look on my list because I know we reviewed it on Popcorn and Pints.
Oh, so it was fairly recently. Okay.
Yeah. Within the last 2 to 3 years, I'll say. But
I love the first one, but I challenge people to watch the second one. Because if they haven't seen it, because I think it is the far superior out of all of them. But anyway, we'll get to that. Number 3 on my list is Hot Fuzz. If you haven't seen this movie, go watch it. It's Edgar Wright, who did Baby Driver. He did Shaun of the Dead. And this is his Point Break, so to speak. This is his ode to like those action movies in the 90s, 80s and 90s. And it just hits perfectly. Simon Pegg is off type, but he does great as a super cop who is everything that is in those movies, but he hates those movies. And it's just fantastic. And then, of course, Nick Frost as his bumbling partner. It's a fantastic English set police action movie, buddy cop action movie. So I just love that movie. And I think everybody should see it. But Paul, what's your number 3?
The Nice Guys.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
I loved it. I don't know, something about Russell Crowe, and I do love Gosling, and I just think they were so opposite. So seeing them be together, their characters were so opposite. No. So I really like. To me, the Nice Guys was kind of like a little more serious version of The Other Guys. So like, to me, it was just more of a sophisticated Other Guys. So I mean, I love The Other Guys, so I thought The Nice Guys was kind of a nice compliment in a kind of more adult way.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I said, I like the movie. I just it wasn't one of my go-tos, but I might check it out again just to see if it changes at all. Sturdy Bird, what's your number?
My number 3, The Happy Time Murders.
Yes, I didn't even fucking think of that. God.
Freaking funny for so many reasons. As a matter of fact, and I wish I could have got a better clip of this. This was back in we reviewed it on Popcorn and Pints, and we used to review the trailers, right? So we're watching the trailers, and I was laughing so hard I started beating my chest. There's a specific scene in the police station. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's funny as hell. You need to go watch it if you've never seen that movie before. Happy Time Murders is hilarious. I
wish Jim Henson's son was doing more, because I was looking forward to it when it was, Henson's son doing that. I was hoping he'd make a lot more after that, and then he hasn't touched anything, because I wanted a lot more. After I saw that, I was like, yes,
please more. Yes, I gotta watch that again. That movie's so damn funny. For that scene alone, oh my god, I was laughing so hard.
It was funny. It really that movie does hit well. Oh my god. All right,
James just said it.
So what do we at? Number 2?
Yes.
My number 2 is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. This is
nice.
This is a great movie. Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. are fantastic in it. Michelle Monaghan too. Like, give her credit. It's just, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's Comedy of Errors. It's so nuts, but really well done. James says it right. He's like, Happy Time Murders is effing hilarious.
Oh my god! You could ask him how hard I was laughing at that damn trailer.
I believe
Just
it.
thinking about it, yo.
You're the reason why I saw Kiss Kiss Bang without even telling me about that movie. Because when you recommended Spartan with Val Kilmer, I was on a Val Kilmer kick. So then I saw that and I was like, I've never seen this. So I watched that almost immediately after. So I've watched that within the last year.
That's a
Because of you.
great double feature.
Mhm.
Well, you didn't like Spartan, right?
No, I did like Spartan. I really like
Oh, yeah. I still recommend that. I think it's a really well done movie. And I think when Kilmer is like in top form, like I get there's some movies like Island, Dr. Moreau and stuff like that, like where there's problems, but man, there's not much he's not good in.
Mm-hmm.
He's just such good. And those are two movies, especially Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I think he's in top form in that. Maybe not Batman Forever, but whatever.
Yeah, we don't have to bring that terrible thing up.
No,
I'd rather watch that Kiss from a Rose, Chase Meridian, Kiss from a Rose, like that. Nicole Kidman in that movie is like, oh my god, I had such a crush on her when I was in high school.
I could just look at a picture of her and listen to "Kiss from a Rose."
Listen, it don't work that way.
Make
Not
my
my
own
world.
snow.
There it is again. Now we're going to take it back in time and go watch Chase Meridian on the screen again. On the big screen. I did it. What did you think of Waterworld?
Paul loves it. I can't stand it.
It's just,
I did like Waterworld. I forget you didn't like Waterworld. See, I think that's still a nostalgic thing.
Well, we'll get into not Val Kilmer.
Could be because the first time I seen it was on for Popcorn and Pints, but
we'll get into Kevin Costner tonight.
I saw it as a kid because my dad made me watch that and Time Bandits. He's like, you need to watch these two, and I was like, okay. So
that's fair. That's fair.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Super Troopers.
Oh, fucking great movie. I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
Have you seen
the leader of
that,
Cola?
Yeah, I did.
I love Broken
like,
Lizard,
nope.
so Super Troopers. You should try Slammin' Salmon.
Maybe kind of funny. I don't remember, to be honest. I have to go look at my ratings.
Oh, that's one I love.
Hilarious, man.
Yeah, I love that movie. What's your number 2?
Bad Boys.
Good one. Really,
I didn't see the fourth one yet,
but
but I've seen the first 3.
So the thing is, like, I watch it. You'll love it. It's out now digitally, so it's up to check out. But I didn't put the first one because as funny as it is, I feel like it's more dramatic. I feel like it's closer in tone to
action,
Lethal Weapon. The second one I would say is way more comedic, and then so on and so forth. With this last one probably being the funniest of all of them.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they added more comedy over time as I got older, and it works. But yeah, it just so like I left that off, but it is I love those movies. They're really great. So we're at number 1, right?
Yes.
We talked about it. I can't wait for the sequel to come out tomorrow. I love this franchise, but Beverly Hills Cop 2. Far superior in all of them. I love Tony Scott, so having that type of that look, that's visual style, but also have the comedy in it, and just have like everyone's past. Like in the first one, Axel's against everyone. Like the police are watching out for him. The criminals are coming after him. So it's like kind of him on his own until the end. But in the second one, it's like right out of the gate. He's with his, like they're all friends, and it just works. So I think that taking that element out of having to introduce him in that way, and now they're just friends and we get why he's here, makes that movie better because now you just have a more flowing story. So that's why that is my number 1 on the Buddy Cops list.
Fair.
What
you got, Paul?
My number 1 has to be Hot Fuzz because you're not going to beat Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in my mind ever. I know they didn't hit number 1 on y'all's list, but I swear they're always number 1 on mine.
It's a good choice.
So yes.
But Hot Fuzz, yeah, it is a great pick, and I can see why it's number 1. If those other movies didn't mean more to me personally,
that's fair. Yeah,
it would be up there. It's a great freaking movie. Sturdy Bird, what's your number 1?
Rush Hour. Love those freaking movies. So damn funny. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are just a hilarious combination, and I love interracial combinations in those type of comedy movies just because of the stereotypes that they always they always throw them in. But the ones that do it right, like Rush Hour did it right, so it's not annoying. Like I can watch a movie, I can watch them all over and over and over, back to back to back, and it's not like annoying. Like some movies are just like, that's too easy. But with this one, it's just hilarious because it feels natural, and it feels like how our friendships are, especially off camera with me. I get wild. but seriously though, like it reminds me of like a true guy good friendship, and they just happen to be cops. Like they just. I feel like if they worked anywhere else, they'd have that same kind of bond, same kind of friendship. Heat was funny as well.
The Heat was funny, yeah, for sure. I like that, and actually, I want to get into that next week or so. Let's talk about guy. Let's make that like a part of the topics, like guy friend movies, like good guy friend movies.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have up for our top 5 next week? I don't think book adaptations. No, I'm gonna scrap it.
Yes.
Friend films. We're gonna do friend film. We're coming back to it. We got it. But actually, I wouldn't mind doing that closer to Stephen King's birthday anyway. So, which is in September.
Perfect.
So we'll do book adaptations closer to his birthday. But no, it's just which now like 20 people are gonna go do. Whatever. You heard it here first.
I'm gonna cheat on that book adaptations.
I like it. I'm cool with it. I don't care.
I'll just ask my wife. That way she's included in the process. Boom. Spend some quality time, and she reads a lot.
I dig it. But next week we're going to talk about friend films. Because what's the strongest ship in the fleet, guys? Friendship.
Friendship. Crazy. I forgot what show we were on.
It's like the whole motto.
It is.
It's like our whole thing, Sturdy.
No, I know, but I was gonna say a wild joke, but I was like, no, Sturdy, this is not no late night with Sturdy. This is the Scene Snobs. Don't do it. This isn't Sturdo Vision.
Well, anyway, that's our top 5, guys, and join us next week for the next one. But it is time for our reviews of these movies. One in New York and one's a Western. I made that song up, so you guys know. Did. Let's talk about Horizon first, because Sturdy hasn't seen it. Because he was too busy. He couldn't do a 3-hour epic about white people in the Old West.
Like I need more white people doing anything from the old times.
Well, just to get started, I did put up a written review on this, but it is directed by Kevin Costner, is written by Kevin Costner, well, co-written by Kevin Costner, produced by Kevin Costner with a lot of his own money in it, and it stars Kevin Costner and another slew of other stars in an ensemble cast like Luke Wilson, Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Danny Houston. There's so many. There's Michael Roker's in it. I'm going to stop there because there just are a lot of people in this movie. But I have to tell you, it's something that he dreamed up in 1988 is from what I read about it. And I thought that was really cool. And he wants to do a 4-picture epic, kind of in the vein of like How the West Was Won, if anybody has seen that back in the 60s. Where they had 3 different directors and they were telling the tale of 3 generations of a family, throughout the whole West, and everybody did something different in it. And that had massive stars in it of the time, all playing bit roles to kind of round it out. So that reminds me that this movie reminds me a lot of that, where he is telling the tale. Kevin Costner's telling the tale of this town of Horizon in the Old West. It was a territory that was on Native American or indigenous people's land, but there was a overseas. There was someone who's selling the land to people in the East to travel out there, and they could go make a life for themselves out there. So it's telling a 12-year tale about how this thing got, this whole territory got started into like this town and stuff, and all these people kind of coming towards it. With that being said, this first movie, in my opinion, just to give my quick review, and then I cannot wait to hear what you have to say, Paul, but it just falls short of a good movie. It's a great setup for the second one, which is coming out. I'm sure it is a great setup for the second one, which is coming out in August. But I have to be entertained by a movie. And and just because you already filmed the second one is coming out, I then put them together, and then I can make the choice whether I want to go see the second one at the same time. This drives me nuts because it's like it's almost like a bait and switch. Like, oh, you're getting 4 movies. No, I'm getting one long movie, and you're making that evident because you're leaving things open. I don't think that's very good writing. I think that's why most franchises and trilogies fall short when there's too much setup for the next thing. Like Infinity War, I think did it perfectly. There was a great setup, but there's a story in it, and then the next one is a very different story. But they're all come together. That does not have that feel here, and there's a lot of like. This would have been better as a mini series, in my opinion, on TV.
Yes,
this is like a really beautiful History Channel Western. And story wise too, like the way it ends and everything else, like it plays like a mini series on TV, and I don't want to sit in a theater for 3 hours for no real story, just vignettes to set me up for something. That's my grift. Yeah, I'm still excited when the second one comes out because they've got the green light to work on 3 and 4.
Yep.
So I'm gonna guess that he wrote and made the first and second one as one long movie. So like I'm sure it's gonna come together and at 6 hours or whatever it is will be really good. I'm not gonna keep watching a 6-hour Western epic over and over again, let alone 2 other movies on top of that. Like it's like 12-hour epic Western. No, I doubt it, but I still have to be able to revisit. It's the best way to explain it is like a TV episode. Yeah, maybe the whole season has a through line, right? Maybe the whole season has been spent getting us from here to here. But in each individual episode, there's a story, or sometimes many subplots, in it. But there's a story in each episode, because if there wasn't and it was just questions to get to the next one, then you have the show lost. And that is why everybody's unsatisfied. So keep that in mind when you're making these trilogies and all this shit. Like you got to have a movie that's entertaining on its own. Like Back to the Future still has a great story. Back to the Future 2 still has a great story. Yes, you need 3 to finish it, but I'm entertained by the story. I can watch that by itself. I know I'm using a lot of hyperbole and I'm throwing in a lot of metaphors.
Just to kind of throw into next week's episode, but I'll use Pearl X and now Maxine. Pearl and X, I feel like they go together great. We watch X first because X is wild, crazy, kind of pulls you in. Pearl tells the story, explains everything. Maxine will complete the whole story. And
I love it. That's a great, but each story works.
Yeah, and you can watch them individually is what I was getting at. Like you can watch each one of those. Well, the first 2 I can vouch for because I watched the first. You can watch both of those individually. It's not like what you're saying with this movie to where it's 3 hours of, oh, now I got to watch another 3-hour movie of, oh, this is what happens.
But to this,
sorry, go ahead, Paul.
I was just gonna say, to this movie's credit, though, I didn't dread that 3 hours. I didn't think it was the absolute worst because it was just a lot of story, like you said, it was a lot of setup. So, and when any times I started to feel myself almost getting bored with a certain story, that's when it switched to a different family or a different place out in the West. So I think they did understand the pacing okay, but I do feel the second one, especially how they ended this one, is going to be a lot of action as opposed to this one did have some, but not a lot. I think this is a great one that can almost bridge the gap for, let's say, my generation, even my parents, because I saw it with my parents. They absolutely loved it because they'd rather a story than just nonstop killing things. I do enjoy a great story.
No. I please don't mistake that. I can just take a Western that doesn't have all the shooting and killing.
Right.
And I can take a 3-hour movie too. And in fact, I was fine with this being 3 hours because I do like Kevin Costner. I've liked a lot of his Westerns. This is an ambitious project. My issue with this one is, they show the trailer at the end for the next movie, and it does look like a lot more action and stuff like that. But I didn't even meet the wagon train and Luke Wilson's character until the end. And all of the people, like there's only 2 people that survive that Sienna Miller and her daughter's character in the movie, that whole raid, right?
Right.
And is brought back, and I barely get any of their story. Like, so you gave me interesting bits, and in fact, the most interesting part of this was the one that followed the tribes, the indigenous tribes.
Yeah.
I actually kind of wanted more of that, because I'm like, you're setting things up here, and I don't even think you know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so I agree. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, I just felt like that's why I fell short on story. It's like, yeah, you're on to the next one, and it's like, I don't mind taking a breather, but you didn't even give me anything in the last scene.
Right.
You know, so that's just where my stance on is. Again, I think both will be great together.
Yes.
So, but we both did differ on this one. You gave it a 3, and I gave it a 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping on the next one, if that's higher altogether, it's going to probably get around a 4 or 5, like both chapters together. But I like this.
I think what gave me extra credit for, because I did try to look it up, is I know, I won't say a lot of times, but I know sometimes for showing indigenous people, a lot of times they'll find Spanish looking heritage people to portray indigenous people. And this one, it looks like they really actually chose only indigenous people. And I thought, that's nice, giving credit to their actual heritage and letting them portray their ancestors properly.
That's important.
So to me, that definitely added a lot more to it, because one, they could speak the language, which I think is awesome. It's beautiful. I love how Native American languages are. And I think it just brings a good authenticity to it that you can sense and feel, especially when the son's leaving his father. You feel that tension even more, because it's such a big thing of, the son saying, okay, I'm leaving my father, and the father being okay with it. And I don't know. I loved it.
It was. And then that whole scene, like, there was more drama than I got, and with the exception of the raid, which I thought was so dramatic, and everything was played really well. Again, though, the acting for me was like, these actors have given some really great performances, but in this, they didn't. Again, it felt like TV,
right?
And that's not. And when I say TV, I mean like TV of old.
Yeah,
it felt a little more soap opera-ish.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, of course, talking about Breaking Bad, one of the pinnacles of, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like a History Channel level of acting.
Yeah.
Great, but it's just not for this epic of a scope, in my opinion. But again, we'll see what happens. I do like your points on that, and it's actually kind of bringing me back around a little bit. So who knows? Maybe it will get a half point up there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna get sturdy in the conversation. Well, Paul, I know are you excited to see the next one?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait for August, because when they told us both dates for these movies, I was super excited. So I'm ready for August.
Very cool. Yeah, we will be reviewing it, guys. We're gonna go back to it because I want to see how it ends. All right, A Quiet Place, day 1. All right, this was all right. This is a movie that follows A Quiet Place storyline, but it is Lupita Nyong'o who takes on the role as our main protagonist in this, and Joseph Quinn, who plays sort of her ally throughout. It's when these aliens, these like hearing aliens from the first 2 movies, first come down. It's day 1. It takes place in New York City. Lupita plays a terminally ill cancer patient who takes a little field trip to the city where she grew up, her apartment was, and everything. But she wants to go back and kind of, relive some things from her past. But the aliens show up, and then it becomes a fight for survival. I am going to say this. I don't dislike A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2. I think actually rewatching A Quiet Place 2 recently, I think they actually go up with each passing one. I think they got better over each one. It's definitely the acting, because no offense, John Krasinski, but he's not the strongest actor in my opinion. And compare, and like that's evident when he's with somebody who's like a different caliber, a really good actor, and that's Emily Blunt. Like, Emily Blunt is a top caliber actor, one of the best in my opinion. I think she's one that every time I see her in a different role, she kind of encompasses the role. I don't always see Emily Blunt. I see the character, and I think that's a true testament. And I know I'm going on and on about that, but then you add Cillian Murphy the second one, and it's like, well, yeah, top caliber actor. So with that, all that being said, by this third one, Peter Nwanga, who I think is one of the best actors ever, we were kind of having this conversation earlier, and I think we were more talking about males, but from female, and we can go over everything in between, but the female aspect, like Lupita Nyong'o is like top. Like she just makes everything better.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, and this movie was no different. And her facial expressions, because most of it's just silent. They barely talk. I love the fact that they were talking during the rain.
Yeah,
they realize they can't hear them when it's raining. Introduced a lot more. I felt like this one, more than any other one, opened it up to more stories.
Yes,
that's fair.
I thought that was kind of cool. I feel like 2 kind of ended it. So like if you want to keep going back to the day 1s or day 2s, like the early days, that could be kind of cool. I like the big city scope.
Yeah. It's very open, and they could do a lot with it. I could see them branching off and coming out with a TV show based off this,
or
like
a series.
Yeah. With it. I'm not saying that's the correct route, but I could see them doing it.
I guess so.
Lupita blew me away. She blew me away in Us, and I absolutely love the movie Us. I didn't think I could. I didn't think I could love her acting more than that movie. And then they came out with this, and she was superb. I bought everything about her. I forgot about Us in watching this. And I think that's a true testament to any actor. If you have a role that you are great in, that, I'd say a majority of the horror community might remember you in, and you can be in another horror, and people just like, I completely forgot. I mean, they did this movie so well. Like, we had a theater full of, everyone ranging from probably 13 years old to maybe like late 40s. And everyone's talking, people are cutting up, the high schoolers and stuff are all being loud in the back. The second this movie started till it finished, it was dead silent. Like, you could have heard a church mouse fart. So they did a superb job doing this movie, just like the other ones. Like you said, I think they raised the bar, because I mean, if you can capture every generation's attention like that, to where no one was even getting popcorn during like those silent tense scenes. Like nobody was rustling around or anything. They were completely submerged in what you had on screen. Joseph Quinn, I think he was a perfect for this role as a side character. I thought it was beautiful that they brought a male actor that wasn't just the asshole or I'm the man's man or anything like this. You brought a man that was scared, that was distraught, that wasn't okay, that couldn't handle these things. Yeah. And I thought it was great that you had Lupita being the one helping him. Because I know, a lot of times we say, hurt people. I also think hurt people help other hurt people. And I think this movie did a very good job showing that anyone can help anyone. And I thought it kind of gave me more hope for our humanity, thinking that in any scenario to this, maybe this caliber, that there's hope for humanity, because you never know. And a lot of times I think people are just going to turn the other way or be like, no, I'm not helping my fellow man. But this one kind of made me think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a little too cynical about it. But yeah, Joseph Quinn, this is probably my favorite role I've ever seen him in. I knew he could act, but I think this one definitely sealed the deal for me to watch him a lot more closely, because he set a bar for himself that I wasn't ready for. Because I loved him as Eddie. I believed he was Eddie in Stranger Things. But this one, I couldn't get enough of him, because he sold the being scared man, being scared of the water, being scared of this. I loved it, and I bought it, and I felt for him. Like I was tense for him. I was sad for him. They just did a great job,
and to add to that, his character grew throughout the whole thing, because by the time you get to the end and how it ends, you're like, wow, all right, like, because this guy couldn't do anything in the beginning of the movie, and then this, and so Sturdy, give us your rundown, man. How'd you feel about it?
Just listening to YouTube, I think I needed a better theater experience, and more so just because there was some little crotch goblins sitting behind me. They were loud a lot in the movie, and I was getting mad, but I'm like, they're little kids. You can't fight children. So
you could try. I'm not gonna, but you can try.
I won't fight anybody's children. Don't worry. But I don't know. So that may have been a part of it because like the quiet scenes weren't as quiet for me, and I never really felt like into it like you did, Paul. Like this, I just love listening to what you got from it. I'm just like, he got all that from it. I can kind of see how in certain parts, especially with Lupita as the lead and him as a secondary character, which I did enjoy the back and forth with those two and like how she was the powerful one through most of it, even though she was going through so much on her own, so much herself, I should say. She put that to the side to help him out and really help his character progress and herself. They actually helped each other progress throughout the movie and kind of changed their mindset a lot. But I think A Quiet Place as a whole, I like them. I don't love them. You know what I mean? It's like I watched the first two. The last time besides watching them the other day, just to kind of get a refresher for this one, was in theaters, and that was the last time I seen those. But it wasn't because I don't like them. They're just like they're not bad, but it was like I don't. My wife loves them. She can go back to them. She loves all of them. But for me, they're all right. They're not bad. It's something that I probably won't talk about much unless somebody. I would never bring it to conversation, but if somebody brought it up, I would talk about it or talk about them.
Yeah, I get it. And our ratings for this are, I gave it a 3.5. Paul gave it a 3.5. And Sturdy went with a 2. And I think you get that from our reviews for sure.
Yeah.
Those
So
damn kids.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you like the first and second one, you're gonna like this one. But I definitely get it. I would almost say, Sturdy, give it a try when it comes out. You know, I think this might be a good one to analyze whether you want to see or stream it. I liked it in theaters because the sound was so important.
See,
and
had my theater been quiet, maybe I had a better experience, a different experience. Because I didn't have a bad experience. I'm not gonna say it was like bad, but I'm saying as far as stuff like that for a movie like this, that's important.
Yeah, it is
really important.
That silence really hits you, and I think it's important for sure. I do want to point out she was in another horror comedy. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. She plays a kindergarten school teacher on a field trip when a zombie outbreak happens. It's called Little Monsters. Go check it out. It's funny. It's a really funny movie, and she's fantastic in it to have to try and protect these kids and like fight off zombies and everything else, like at the zoo, nonetheless. She's at a zoo. So it's pretty cool if you guys haven't checked that out. But yeah, that's our reviews, and now it's time for a mixed movie pick. And as you guys know, it's 4th of July coming up this week, this Thursday, and we like to celebrate here. And how do we celebrate? We celebrate by talking about car or trucker movies on American holidays. I feel like it's they're an American pastime, so I went with Smokey and the Bandit, the pinnacle.
Heck yeah.
We are going to be doing, and of course, like I said, we have classic film review coming out tomorrow, so you can learn a little more about the film if you haven't seen it, and our review of it. So go check that out on our channel. You got to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell, so you know more episodes of this and that come out, and way more. We got way more stuff coming up. But definitely go check out Smokey and the Bandit. What do you guys think of Smokey and the Bandit? Are you fans? Are you not fans? I know you're probably fans of the car.
Love the car. I could say that.
Very fair, very fair. Listen, Sturdy, I gotta mix it up a little bit.
No, I'm happy you're mixing it up.
And everyone else is doing war movies, stuff like that. I was like, car or trucker movies on American holidays. I think that works.
Yes.
And especially this one. It's just fun. Guy running from the police, stole beer and was running from the police the whole time. It's fun.
Can't be mad at that.
No. Respect.
But that's our show. But we got a few things I want to talk about real quick before we do. Thank you. How you doing, buddy?
Joe was good. Joe. Frame.
I can't wait to do a Sturdo Vision with him. I mean, he can come on this show anytime too. But
yes.
Guys, as you know, support our local Patreon, sign up for free, and you could get our Snobs newsletter, which new one is out now. You can go check out and figure out what's going on out in the world and in the world of Snob Nation.
Yes.
That's right. So go check out our Patreon. You can follow for free. I put my written reviews up there. I share links to stuff. It's like a one-stop shop. We have a newsletter. Discount codes come out. And if you want to get some of the perks with the tiers. We appreciate the support. It all goes back into the channel. So thank you for that. But we have some fun stuff this week that I want to talk about. And that is, Does It Suck has Beverly Hills Cop 3. That's out now. You can go check that out. I love doing Does It Suck? You learn a little bit about the film, and then you hear what we think. That is right. And if you have a movie that you think would work for this, make sure you email us, thescenesnobs@gmail.com. That's right. Email us and let us know. And then tomorrow night, 7 p.m., we're coming back with the new Get Geeked Live. You pick the topics in the comments, and we will talk about them. To keep it geeky, let's have some fun. Any new movie, TV, video game, anything news, let's have some fun, and we'll talk about it. And then join us, starting again this Friday morning. If you don't know about it, we had a great morning show back in the day, and it's coming back, the Snob Nation Morning Show, hosted by yours truly and anybody else who wants to join in. So I just want to say thank you tonight to my co-pilot, both my co-pilots, really. Third Mike, and of course my partner in crime, Mr. Paul Dunn. And then, of course, thank you, Sir Sturdy, for joining in from the Horror Sir Sturdy podcast from the Sturdovision channel, is it?
I still heard Horror Sir Sturdy, but Sturdovision is every Friday at midnight, and it gets weird. It gets real weird.
It does get weird for sure. And check it out. Lots of things going on there, and it's a great channel. Everything's linked below, so you can go follow and check him out. Make sure you give him a subscribe too. But before we go, I want to, Paul, you got anything you want to say or add before we get out of here?
Yeah, you guys, make sure to keep watching, keep listening, and keep loving the magic of movies.
I love it. I love it. Thank you again to our sponsor, Shopify. Thank you to all of our patrons who are helping us out and supporting us. And thank you to all of you for watching and subscribing. Help us get to 5,000. That's right. It's coming quickly. But yeah, until next time, remember, we here at the Scene Snobs love movies, and we know you do too. So join up on the Snob Nation, be a part of it, and hang out because it's such a good time. And until next time, remember to be kind, stay classy, and take care of yourselves because that's important. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Toodles.